Well, hello, welcome back. Here we are on Sunday stitching, and I do believe that this is going to be the last one. I think we're gonna get it all done today, and then it will just be drying time and a quick show and tell next time. So what I've done since you were here last is I've gone round and I have done a blanket stitch all the way around the, well, not all the way, most of the way around my circle. So we need to carry on with that, and then once we've got that finished we can start getting messy, which will be a bit of fun. I don't mind getting messy, that's for sure. If you've been here a while you'll be used to that. So how are you? What have you all been up to? You've been out enjoying the good weather? I say that because obviously where I am, it's now classed as summer in the UK. I know, oh, I can't thread the needle. I know lots of you watch from America, and there are various parts of America that aren't very warm at the moment, and obviously other parts of the world as well. Now I think I've split that yarn, yes. Oh, it's not a very good start, is it? I've dropped my phone twice trying to get it on the stand to start this video, so I hope that is not an indication of where we're going to be going. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to trim the end off. That's well and truly split. Oh dear. If you can't even thread a needle, Claire, it's not going to go well. Now, as you'll see in a minute, I'm going to be using PVA to set my vessel. I'm going to use it for two reasons. One, when PVA dries, it's quite stiff. Now I am sure there are many people who would say, well, just use a fabric stiffener. Yes indeed. Oh, for goodness sake. Using a fabric stiffener would be another way to go. However, I don't have any, and if you haven't realised by now, I'm a bit of a fly by my seat of the pants type of girl. So I can't believe this is happening. There you go. So as I haven't got any, I'm not about to go out and buy any. We're going to make do with what we got. So I'm going to be using PVA. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it'll work. But if it don't, well, it's a bit of fabric and some glue. Does it really matter? So you all, I'm sure, know how to do blanket stitch. You definitely don't need me to explain it to you, but hopefully it'll be a bit, you know, sort of calming watching me stitch. So I've come through from the back, I'm holding my thread up, I'm moving across a little bit, picking up the lace, making sure my needle's in front of that thread. There you go, just in case anyone is not sure how to do blanket stitch. Again, holding the thread up, doing my stitch, making sure the thread's behind the needle, pulling it through, and then you get that little lines and a cross. Now there obviously was where the other one ended, so it's not quite connected. If you're a purist, then obviously you can connect it. For what I'm doing with this, it's not going to be seen, it really doesn't matter. So there you go. So I'm just going to sit here and finish stitching this circle and try and think if I've got anything to tell you, any stories to share. I'm aware that I used to share stories in nearly every video, and I've not done that for some time because, well, I'm not trying to keep my life a secret or anything like that. I don't really do much. I'm just sort of at home doing what I do. sometimes, you know, I'm out with the grandchildren, or might go and have coffee with my friend, you know, but in the main, life is life. And whilst I'm happy with the calm and peace that's in my life, when it comes to storytelling, it's pretty boring, really. So, anyway, one thing that did happen this past week is that the two eldest grandchildren had a school trip, their first school trip, goodness me, and they went up to London to the theatre and they saw Lion King. So that was pretty amazing for all concerned, really, because the children had a fabulous time. They've been to London a few times. Their granddad and I took them. Hubby and I took them last summer and we went to the museums. I think I told you about this. And Mum and Dad took them, I think it was Christmas time, and they saw all the lights and they went to different museums. But to actually go on their own with the school was obviously quite an adventure. And my grandson, the eldest of the two, because there's one boy and one girl in that family, he came home full of it, obviously, and he was saying how although his sister had gone with him, because both of their classes had gone, both years, they'd been quite separate all day, because she was with her class and he was with his, and it turned out that when they got to the theatre, they ended up almost sitting together because she was in row M, he was in row L, and they were only 2 seat numbers apart, so that was quite a coincidence. So yeah, it was all good. I had a fabulous time, came home absolutely exhausted. I mean, they're only reception and first year, so they are young children, and they didn't get back till gone 7, so they were starving and exhausted. So quick fly-by McDonald's on the way home, while they nattered all about their day, and then off home to bed, basically. But also it did mean that Mum, their mum, not me, obviously I'm Nan, Mum did have a very long day to herself, well, hardly to herself, but without any comings and goings of school runs, because they didn't get back till so late, which was perfect because she, I think I've said to you before, she's a cake maker and she had a rather large cake order to get out. Oh goodness me. So it did mean that, you know, she had a long hit at it without being interrupted, because you know what it's like when you do the school run. Everything stops about 2:30, so you can start getting ready to go and do the school pickup. So yeah, so that it was good in that respect as well. It was also hubby's birthday in the middle of the week, so he had a sneaky day off and we had a bit of an outing. Didn't do anything too special. Don't think you do at our age, do you? We just sort of went and had lunch out, wandered around the garden centre. It's nice to be out the house and for him to have a day off work. So yeah, that's been basically my week. With regard to my YouTube, I'm making some changes which I did announce on Thursday, and it seems to have confused some people, so let me try and reiterate and be a little bit clearer. This channel that you are watching now is my main YouTube channel. It was my original crafting YouTube channel. It's the one that I do all of the stitching and so on and so forth on. About 18 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, I felt there was a gremlin. You may remember me talking about this. I felt there was a gremlin in my site because I was getting all sorts of weird comments and things coming up, and my subscribers seemed to have come to a standstill. So I decided to do an experiment and open a secondary channel that wasn't connected to this and try and work out if there were some gremlins over on this channel. Anyway, one thing led to another, and obviously I had to keep adding content to that channel to check the experiment. Well, I've been doing it for a while now, and I think I've answered my question in that there is definitely some gremlins in this account. But obviously this account has been running for a few years, and it's got not a huge amount, but it's got a fair amount of followers in it. So I don't obviously want to close this one. Also, it's quite hard work keeping the videos on this channel and the new smaller channel, and also keeping up to date with my Ko-fi page. So I made a decision that the new smaller channel I would not close, because that would mean deleting everything on it, but I would stop adding to it. So I would in effect close it, and I would start putting the videos that I would normally put on there onto Ko-fi. So basically building up my Ko-fi page without much more effort than I'm currently putting in, because I just won't be putting videos on the other channel. Now, a lot of people seem to have got confused and thought I meant I was closing this channel. I am not closing this channel. I will not be closing this channel. There was other people who thought they suddenly had to start paying for my videos if they went over to Ko-fi. No, that's not the case either. Ko-fi is free. I do have a very cheap subscription on my Ko-fi page. And if you want to join that subscription, that would be greatly appreciated. But it is not obligatory. You do not have to join that. If you want to join me on Ko-fi, it's absolutely free. And the videos that I will be putting on there that would normally have been on that other channel, which we are now talking about, will also be free. There will be no charge for any of that. The only charge is for the subscription if you choose to do it. But that won't affect all of the free stuff that I put on there. There is lots and lots of free stuff on there. If you've been on there, you'll know that. And it won't affect the new videos that I'm going to be adding. Okay? Right. So, I did have some scissors. Here's my scissors. Okay, I have now got my patchworked and embroidered circle attached to my lace diamond. Okay, now's the time to get messy. So I'm going to put you on pause while I get down some protection for my table, and then we'll start to glue this up and see if we can make it work. I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. So, I've got myself just a basic bowl. You can use any bowl or dish for this. I've got clear PVA Doesn't have to be clear because it always dries clear. I like this one. I use it quite a lot. If you've been here for a while, you will recognise the bottle. Now I am gonna put quite a bit in the bottom of this bowl, as you can see. Okay, I'm not measuring, I'm just, you know, putting a lot in there. I've got an empty coffee mug for stability, and the balloon that you saw when we started this. I'm going to start with my paintbrush, and I'm going to paint glue on the top here to give me a base holding. Let's be honest, I've got no clue what I'm doing. I don't know whether or not it's going to work. We're here for the giggles. I think it'll work. I don't know why it wouldn't, put it that way. But, you know, famous last words and all that. Right, so I've got glue on the top there. I'm now going to put this whole thing that I've been working on into my glue. I'm putting it in decorative side down, okay, and I want it to soak up all of this glue. I know, it's dreadful, isn't it? Are you all cringing? What is the woman doing? The woman's gone mad. Yep, the woman's been mad for a long time, folks. Okay. Now this, as you can see, is pretty well gluey. I'm just looking at areas that don't seem to have any, and I'm just trying to get them in the glue. Okay, that side doesn't seem to have any. Okay, and no, does that. Right, I'm going to move that. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to find that centre bubble and try and get it on to that centre dark spot, like so. Whoops, stay there, Mr. Balloon, don't go moving. Right, now I'm pulling all my points out. Move that back over there. And pulling all my points out. And what you've got to remember, obviously, is it's glue. So any areas that are touching are going to stick together because it's glue. That's, oh, stay there. That's my plan. Okay. Like that. Okay. Just want to spin it round a few times. Make sure that it's sitting with the gathers, the little pleaty gathery bits that I want it to have. Okay, and like this one here, it's all stuck together. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this tip. Now I hope you can see that. I'm going to bring this tip and I'm going to stick it up there. And then I'm going to bring the next one and I'm going to stick it there, but at a different level. And then I'm going again. And I'm just finessing it out to where I want it. And I'm deliberately having my points at different heights. This one I'm actually going to leave as a point. Oops, stay there. This one I'm going to bring up a little bit, and this one I'm going to bring up a huge amount, and then I'm going to tuck it into the drape. Now, I don't know how much of that you can see, and there's a big boo hair in that, which is going to be a bit of a problem, because obviously you can only see the top and a bit of the sides. I will try in a minute, when I've finished finessing this and trying to pick out the dog hairs, and sort of tip it on its side so that you can see it a bit better. That one, I've just realised I want to change. I want that one there like that. Okay. Right, now, there's not much glue left in this bowl because I did get most of it on there. No, so I'm going to get my bottle back. I'm covered in glue. And this is where it could all go wrong. I'm just going to pour like that. I'm going to have to stand up out of my chair and spread this down. We want to make sure that all these layers are stuck together. I did say when I very first started that if we were doing proper fabric mache, we'd have put lots of little bits on at a time, but I have ended up stitching it all together into one first. Now this is going to need probably it's going to need at least 24 hours, maybe a little bit more, because I want all that glue to set and dry nice and hard for me. So it's going to have to be lifted off my desk, put over on a shelf somewhere and just forgotten about. In fact, what I might do is leave it for an entire week, and then we'll take it off of the balloon together next week, so then you can truly see what happened. You know, if there's a disaster, you'll know about it at the same time as I will. I just feel like we need a little bit more of a gathery bit there. Right, I feel like, whoops, now these have fallen down, which is a bit of a pain, so I just need to stick that back up at the different heights again. It's quite heavy, so I'm just gonna take the, no I'm not, because the balloon's going to slide through my fingers. I'm just going to tip it slightly in the hope that that means you can see the gathers and the fabric, and that I've put the points up and down in different places, and it's going to give me, hopefully, this decorative lace bow, because when I take it off the balloon, I'm hoping that these are all going to be stuck solid. So from a very sticky Claire, thank you so much for watching. If you are on my smaller channel, You can obviously still see me here. If you want to join the Ko-fi, I will leave the details in the description box so you can find it. Stay safe. I'll be back next week for the big reveal. Whether it's a disaster or perfection remains to be seen. Ta-ta for now.